Hey everyone, it's the GM Admiral here with another episode of Rip 'em. Today, I found something last week that I had never heard of before, and I got super excited. It's called Star Trek The Next Generation Stardisk Coins. Um, this was from 1994, I believe, is the date on these. And they're basically like trading cards, but you punch out little discs, and they're essentially Pogs. For those of you that don't remember what Pogs were, it was a big fad in the early 90s where you would stack up these discs and then flip them over, and you'd lose some to your friends, and it was banned in most schools because kids would get really sad when they lost their stuff. So anyway, there are randomly packed gold star discs in here, which is cool. You get 6 Star Trek star discs from all your favorite episodes. Yeah, so this is basically why I was looking at picking this up is because, of course, I write for Star Trek Adventures, the role-playing game, and people are always looking for miniatures to use on maps with Star Trek Adventures. And, you know, there are HeroClix out there. Modifius made some that are now, like, out of print. And it's hard to come by the Star Trek stuff. So, luckily, in Star Trek Adventures, we don't use a grid. We use zones. So it's not like D&D or Pathfinder. We use zones. So you can just use little circles with your favorite characters on them. So this box that I got was sealed. There was one open pack that I knew about. And it came with, we've got a, this is the checklist, essentially, of everything that you can get in here. It's got the rules on the back, which is exactly the rules for Pogs. I'm not going to show you all of these right away because we're going to be opening some packs, but there's a Worf, for example. Okay, so let's see what we got in here. And, you know, there might be more. I think it looks like maybe there was 2 packs opened from this box. So let's see if we can get any of these gold star discs. And if not, we'll see who we got for characters. Apparently, so there are items in these. There are what they're calling crew members, and then there are just random aliens. So they'll have a screenshot of a Cardassian, for example, and they'll just call it a Cardassian. So, so here we go. So starting things off, we've got Troy and a Ferengi ship with its neck extended. So here we go. So if you wanted to do ship battles, you could always just put this down on a star map and use that as an enemy. Or if you play a Ferengi campaign, that could be your ship. Here we go. We got a Worf. We got a positronic brain shot here, which is awesome. Pretty cool. Ooh. Bird of Prey from the Klingons. Like if you wanted this to represent like a group of Romulans or something like that, you could use this and just put a bunch of enemies in one zone if you wanted to. And like I said, these just pop right out. They are exactly Pogs for those of you that remember that early 90s fad. But again, you can just lay this down on a battle mat and move it around just like you would with a miniature. But you don't need minis in Star Trek Adventures. So I'm wondering what these golden discs look like. It looks like they might be original series characters. Every one of these. What is that? It's just a comm badge. That's fun. That's just a comm badge. And I believe that this is just called Ferengi on the checklist, which I think is kind of fun. Ooh, this one's backwards. That's weird. Here we go. Got data on there. A little bit blurry images on a few of these, but such was the time in the early 90s, I guess. These are probably screenshots. Oh, is that a Nausicaan? I think it is. That's awesome. And then kind of like another Worf. There we go. Now we're getting some focus. Awesome. So yeah, I think I bought this box of all of these packs for $22 shipped. So if you're looking for miniatures, this is the way to go. I think that, like, you know, you're going to save a lot of money by going this way. That is a Gaylor class, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, look at that picture. How awesome is Picard? That rules. Oh, a hypo spray. That rules. We got Geordi hiding over here on the side next to Worf. I like the hypo spray though. That's kind of cool. You could like set one disc on top of it to show that you have it as equipment or as a trait. Little ship console. Oh my gosh. Yes. That costume is so ridiculous. I love it. There you go. Little readout of the ship schematics. Have that on your desk. So yeah, I would say for $20, this is I'm gonna get plenty of use out of this. The one thing that I like about tokens over miniatures, don't get me wrong, I'm a big miniatures guy, is that when traveling to conventions, so much easier. Oh, Binar. Tokens are just, they're fairly light and compact, so they can fit into a lot of different containers to bring with you to a convention, whereas miniatures, you typically need like a giant fishing. Oh, here we go. Romulan Warbird. That's awesome. And that Riker picture, yes. Almost looks like a painting. He's too perfect. Oh, we've got Locutus. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, so like I said, they're fairly light to carry with you, and if you just have like a basic just bin or token organizer, you can fit so many more of these in the same amount of space than you could for miniatures. Is that a medical scanner? Can't quite tell from this angle. How many Worfs are in this set? Seriously. I think we've got like 10 different Worfs so far. These ones aren't as great when you're having a confrontation between two people. You really want one character on it when you are doing your game. If you are doing an RPG. Of course, if you just want to play Pogs, you can use whatever ones you want. Yes. These, like, just using them as generic aliens, right? We know it's a Bolian, right? But we can still put it down there as whatever we want, right? So, yeah, these are cool for sure. Still haven't gotten any gold, what do they call them? Gold Stardisks, whatever that means. And just so you know, if you didn't hear, this is a must for the true Trekker, by the way. Oh, yeah. You knew he had to be in here. We got a Q. That's great. And then just Picard. I wonder if there's like any shots of generic Starfleet officers that you could use for your characters. There's a Geordi and tricorder. Show that your character has a tricorder. That's pretty cool. That's a great shot right there. Darmok. Amazing. Yeah, these are fun. So you get 3 cards, which is 6 discs per pack. And I don't know how many packs there are in a box. My guess is going to be 36. That's pretty standard. Oh, I also wonder, so I always wonder about print runs and things like that. Notice how it's the same 2 discs on the same card. I wonder if that's true across the board when you get duplicates. Oh my gosh, it's a shuttle. Yes. So like, I wonder if we get another board that has the shuttle and these 3 on it. or would it have those two discs on the same one? My guess would be probably. Just because printing at the time must have been very challenging. It's not nearly as technologically advanced as some of these like Pokemon print lines that we see these days. Oh, there's another Galor class. Of course, our crew's there. Phaser, that's cool. Data. Then we get a Borg cube and a generic Borg. Wow, that's awesome. Although, truth be told, if you see either one of these things in a Star Trek Adventures mission, you should probably be running or trying to find some other way to defeat them. You do not want to deal with Borg on a toe-to-toe fight. You're not going to have good successful chances, or chances to survive anyways. Yeah, so my question is answered because the last one, we had the Warbird and Riker on the same card as well. So when you get one Pog, both Pogs on the card are the same, it looks like. Yep. Which is fine. I mean, there's still plenty enough of them out there. A generic Ferengi one, that's great. Yeah, I don't know how big this set is. The checklist. So if we look at the checklist, it looks like there's 60 different ones. Yeah, look. Random Run Gold. There's a Leonard McCoy and a Mr. Scott. So I wonder what those look like. But yeah, it looks like 58 individual Pogs. With what's that? 29 different sheets that there can be. So you're gonna get duplicates, but in lots of cases you're gonna want duplicates, right? Maybe you have multiple shuttles out at the same time. Maybe you have multiple villains out at the same time. Maybe you have several different people with scanners or hypo sprays. You know, like you're gonna want, especially if you're a game master, if you're letting people use these discs, you're gonna want them to have what they need, right? So yeah, we're starting to get into a lot of duplicates. Oh, that's the phaser rifle. That's pretty cool. That does cost some escalation points if you take it, of course, in second edition. Actually, it did in first edition too. So when you played Pogs, you had one called the Slammer that was heavy, and so this doesn't have heavy ones in it, so that's something else to think about. All right, we got some Ferengi again, another data. Another Ferengi. This comm badge is so funny to me. Like, every character has a comm badge. You know, if you're using these punch outs for your characters, just give them all a comm badge to stand on top of, you know? Like, so the best thing about this, like in my opinion, is just how affordable it is. There's your Nausicaan again. Right? If you're thinking 36 packs for 20 bucks, that's less than $1 a pack. So, whereas many miniatures you're going to buy, minimum is $4, and of course it just goes up from there. Especially if you're going on like Troll and Toad or, you know, Minifact, like all the different miniature sites that are out there. Actually, some of them have even trimmed their Star Trek HeroClix completely from their site. So it's becoming harder and harder. Oh. So there we have Picard with the Borg. But is this I think this is a medical kit. That's awesome. Very, very cool. I like it. Another Q. The tricorder one's great too. Love it. This one feels thicker than the other ones, but could just be my mind playing tricks on me. All right. There we go. The D. And Bev. Dr. Crusher. That's a new one. We haven't seen that one yet. I kind of wish they had planets on here too, just generic planets. Galor class. Phaser and data. Yeah, that would be awesome if they had like asteroid. But I understand it was meant to represent the TV show and not a game. Another med kit, which is cool. Another Geordie with a tricorder. Tricorders are good because almost everybody on an away team is going to have a tricorder of some sort. I like to think that there are different types of tricorders out there. Some that are, you know, medical tricorders, engineering tricorders, things like that, that all just are better at scanning different things. So when my characters hit a planet, I'm like, do you want a tricorder? I can't believe they had the neck extended on this thing. That's so funny. I don't think we've seen very many episodes, and maybe just the one where they first met the Ferengi, where we see the neck fully extended on that thing. Awesome. If there was another episode where the Ferengi ships extend their necks like that, let me know. You can put it in the comments, but I don't recall. Of course, I haven't watched TNG in some time, so. Another shuttle. Another Picard. Come on, where are my golden discs, huh? Whatever that means. I wonder if that means that there's just gold on the outside like that. Although this is kind of gold over here. Who knows? This squid face is awesome. I wish that there were also like some different villains in here. I feel like there aren't a ton. Can't have too many Klingon warbirds or bird of prey. I love the hypo spray too. That's hilarious. Getting down to the bottom of the box now. Here we go. What do we got? 3, 6, 9. I think we got like 13 packs left. Another, what's that called? Type 4 phaser? A phaser rifle. Although if you have more than one of those on an away team, something's going bad. Got a lot of Cardassian ships. So if I wanted to tell a Cardassian war story, get into the border wars and such before or during the occupation of Bajor. Borg cubes, you're never going to have more than one of those, I wouldn't imagine. But Borg drones you might need several of, right? Man, I wish they did these for all the other shows as well. That would have been cool to have like a Voyager set. DS9 set. Enterprise probably was a little too late to the game, but I mean the others were all around during this time. Like, why not? One of those stations that go on the console or on your desk. More binars. That's great. Can never have too many. The Deerdexes. Which, by the way, is a way bigger ship than I ever realized. I don't know if there's rarity to these either. I know that they do put the numbers on the back from the checklist. But it doesn't seem to have like a rarity at all. I could be wrong about that. Oh, here we go. Generic Cardassian according to the checklist, which I find funny. Another med kit. Although, you're probably not going to have more than one med kit on an away team. If you do, your ship's doctor is a little obsessive. I suppose if you had a whole medical team down on the surface, you might. There we go. 3 more packs left. Let's see if we can get the big hit here. Whatever these golden tokens are. Boy, a lot of phaser rifles. Galaxy class, the Galar class. I do like the number of ships that we're getting. It's just there's not a lot of diversity among them. Although, to be fair, in TNG there wasn't a lot of diversity among the enemy ships anyways because of budget reasons, right? They had like a couple of models that they could work with, and that was about it. That one again. All right, last pack. This is my last chance to crack a gold Stardisk. Here we go. All right, this one is not golden. This one is not golden, but it's a good card. Yeah, no gold Stardisks. Oh well. I wonder what the rarity were on those and how often they were put into packs. But like, just to give you an idea, like that's the number of cards that I got, with 2 characters on every card. Or I guess there were some items as well, right? Or ships. But if you wanted to use these as tokens for characters as you're playing your game. Now, obviously, this has a slant towards TNG era. There's a lot of Star Trek to be told in the TNG era. So I'm all for that. But if you are looking for miniatures, and you aren't finding any, or you don't have that much money, find one of these for 20 bucks. You'll have at least something that you can use in place of miniatures for your games. That's all I got for you. If you have any insight or comments into the discs, feel free to post in the comments below. And we'll catch you next time. Take care.